I have been to 15 different countries.
How much money do you earn for all these hours that you're working? Expectations versus how long from when you had the interview with Kiwi Oz until you got the yes was you're starting on
Sort of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I had my first interview with a family.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. Welcome to my channel. I am here today with
Kirra. Hi.
And Kirra has her own YouTube, so before we get on to what we're going to talk about, you should check her out. She is an Australian, like I am, and we are both currently living in London. So I'm going to do a series on this channel about being a nanny, about being a live-in nanny, and also about living abroad, and my choice of job is nanny, so it's going to focus on that. And Kirra is also a live-in nanny, so I'm going to ask her some questions today and her experiences. So if you are either wanting to move abroad, you live abroad and you just are interested in this, yeah, you want to become a nanny, if that interests you, keep watching. Kirra, how long have you lived in London for?
So I'm coming up on 2 years in January.
2 years! What was, when you first moved here, what was your experience like, and did you go straight into nanny?
I actually moved to London and I didn't have a job because I had sort of family friends to live with when I got here.
Okay, so you moved, so you had a place to stay, sorry.
Yeah.
You had a place to stay, but you had no jobs lined up yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically just after I got here, I ended up getting a job working as a dog walker, which was something I didn't even think about.
Yeah,
I love puppies, so it was
different, but
yeah. It was really fun and I had a really good time doing it, but it was just a lot of work for little payout. Paying rent, trying to live in London is just too expensive.
So expensive.
I mean, you're living in a tiny little sort of attic bedroom.
Paying huge prices. Not earning very much money. Yeah. When you moved over, you had planned on doing quite a lot of travelling while you were here?
Yeah, so I mean that's sort of the whole reason I came over was I wanted to travel Europe.
In that first
originally the plan.
10 months, so you're living out, you're paying huge prices in rent, you're not earning a whole lot of money. However you do like your job. Did you get many trips in that first year?
I did 2 different countries,
wow.
But any sort of other plans, I had all these plans of doing weekend trips that I just
to Paris,
couldn't do.
To Italy,
yeah, exactly, as we all do, but we just
finances. You got here, it was not happening.
No.
So you've been here for 10 months, and then what made you now you're living nanny in a beautiful house? So what made that change? Like, how did you go about that?
I met our friend Fiona.
Hi,
Fiona.
I think I'm going to do a video with Fiona because she has a whole different nanny experience to both of us. I hope I can say this, more of a negative experience.
Yeah.
Not her last job particularly, but she had a few different jobs, so her experience was different to ours. So yeah. If you want to hear a bit of a different experience, stay around because I'm going to bribe Fiona into doing one of these. So you met Fiona.
I met Fiona at sort of like a girls' picnic. There was like an Aussies in London picnic.
Yeah.
Met Fiona. He had said how she had come here to become a nanny. Had told me about the agency that she was through. I just sort of started having a look on their website.
What was the agency called? And once you decided I'm gonna do this, so how long did that take until you had a job and everything? And how long was the process? What was the process?
The agency is Kiwi Oz, so they primarily look after Kiwi and Australian nannies, which was really good. I mean, we're both Aussie. Basically, I just contacted them and said, look, this is something that I would be interested in. I was contacted back straight away. At the same time, I was still working. So even though I was in London, I still did a Skype interview with Kiwi Oz.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So, I mean, I had the option, but I was working pretty much full-time hours, so I couldn't do it. Within sort of 2 weeks, I had my first interview with a family lined up.
Okay, yeah. And that would have been, you would have had to get references and all that sorted. So that was all sorted. And they had said, yes, you can be a nanny with us.
Exactly.
And that took 2 weeks from the first interview until you had your first interview with a family.
Yes.
How was that interview process? Because my process was all over Skype because I was living in Australia when I did it. How did you meet the family? Did you use email? Did you have phone conversations? Did you go straight there? How did that go?
So basically I just got a profile, which I'm sure you got the same with a Skype interview. I got a profile. And then I basically would turn up to their house. I didn't have any contact prior to that.
Oh, wow. That's pretty confronting.
So
did you always want to go live in, or did you contemplate doing not live in?
I didn't ever contemplate it just because I had done that live out and paying the rent, and I just
wanted a break from London rent.
Exactly. And I really like the whole experience of becoming sort of a part of the family.
Okay.
That is a big thing that I love about when I nanny, is I like to be
like
a big part of the family.
Like the third adult in the
Exactly.
family. How long from when you had the interview with Kiwi Oz until you got the yes, was you're starting on Monday type thing?
It was actually a couple of months. So
Okay.
I went on a bunch of interviews, and a lot of people saying we really like her, and they had conditions that I didn't like. And I just didn't feel comfortable with some people.
And then there was some that you liked.
And then there was some that I liked, and they just then went, oh, well, we don't feel like we're now ready for a nanny, things like that. I did have the luxury of taking my time. So it took about 2 months, and it actually worked out that the first family that I interviewed with ended up giving me a job 2 months later.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. So the family that you liked the home, everything, but at the stage it wasn't right for them.
Yeah.
Then 2 months later they contacted you.
Yeah. And as soon as Kiwi Oz contacted me and said,
that first
family wants you, I said, I'll start on Monday.
Kirra has been a live-out nanny before in Australia, but never live-in. And was it full? It wasn't full-time hours, was it?
No, it wasn't full-time hours.
So had a little nanny experience, but not like
No.
this. A lot of people watching will move to London or
Yeah.
wherever you're moving to, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be a live-in nanny, and you have all these grand expectations, and then you get there and it's like, reality. So amazing expectation that you had, and then, or not amazing, but just expectations versus reality.
The thing that I sort of expected with my job is the fact that the mother of my family is home all the time. So she works from home. I sort of went into it thinking this may be horrible. We may clash. She may undermine me a lot.
Yeah. Just having your boss over the top of you all the time.
Yeah, someone breathing down your neck. I'm not a fan of that at all. But what actually happened was that when I am in charge of the kids, I am in charge of the kids.
Yeah.
And the mother of my family is very into, Kirra's in charge, it's her time, it's whatever she said. 4 kids under 9. And they have to be at 50 different places at once, and you can't do it with one person. I can't be in 4 different places at once. So it's really good that mum is there and we can sort of
So you jump
shift
between like sole charge and shared charge and
absolutely.
just go back and forth.
And
you guys have a
it
good
works
working
like that.
relationship.
It works really well.
So you expected that to probably be a negative thing, but it's
actually turned out really well.
And is there anything that hasn't worked out as amazing as what you would think?
One thing that I've always had sort of with my nannying experiences at home was that you were very much a part of the family, and it wasn't like you were being paid to do a job. It was
like
just
hired help type thing.
Exactly. I remember sort of a first weekend that I went away with the family, and other people, not the immediate family is lovely, other people that are linked to them a little bit wouldn't have a conversation with me like another adult, and
you just felt like a bit
I felt very, you can go in that room and we'll be out here.
A bit isolating, and your first weekend away.
Exactly. Yeah. And I got really upset about it. The grandfather or the grandparents of one sort of side of the family are just a bit more standoffish than the rest of them, like won't chat to me at all, which I find really off-putting. But I do know that it is a different way that he's been brought up.
Yeah.
And that is a thing that I am sort of the hired help to him, because they have a lot of staff in their house, and that is the way that they treat their staff.
And so I guess because your immediate family treat you so warmly and so kindly, and
it was a massive shock. Yeah. Chat at all. Yeah.
See much.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like all jobs, there are good things and bad things, so I guess that just comes with it. And now this is what I feel like a lot of people want to know. How many hours do you work? Like, you're a live-in nanny. Do you work from like 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night? How much money do you earn for all these hours that you're working? What are your responsibilities? Are you working all weekend? All that sort of thing. And like you've said, you have 4 kids. If you were to read it on a the profile that you get at the start of the interview, like what is the overview of your job?
Let's start with what I earn. So I earn £450 a week.
450, I would say that is, for a live-in nanny, from my experience talking to other nannies, that is a well-paid live-in nanny position.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And included in that, do you actually live here? Do you have to pay for your own food, electricity, Wi-Fi?
So no, I don't pay for anything. The family pays for all of my food. I do the grocery shopping for the family, so I just sort of add anything that I want on top of that. I don't have to pay for bills or anything like that. The only bill I pay for is my phone.
So that's a massive change from what you were doing. Where
yeah.
Like, all of your pay before was basically going on rent. Now you're getting $450 a week on, and maybe like £20 a month is a bill, and the rest is just play money.
Yeah.
What are your responsibilities and like your work hours?
So I work 60 hours a week, so 12 hours a day, 7 till 7. My family are quite good with at 7 o'clock, it's your cutoff time. There are some times that, you help the family out. If someone's running a bit late, I'm not going to hold it against them. And then I can do up to 2 nights of babysitting a week.
So it's a Monday to Thursday. You can babysit for 2 nights during that week.
Yeah.
That's just part of your contract. And then anything from Friday to Sunday
is extra money. And I do work a fair few weekends, but I did know that going in.
Do you just look after the kids? Do you do any cleaning, any cooking, like that type of thing?
I don't do any cleaning. I tidy up the kitchen when we use it in the morning. But I don't actually do any hard cleaning.
Okay.
I do the kids' wash, even iron any of their clothes. We have a cleaner for that. Anything that has to do with just the children, that is what I have to do. But anything extra is not part of my job.
Would you recommend somebody else coming over and doing a live-in nanny experience or a au pair experience?
Absolutely. I feel like once I decided that that's what I wanted to do, my life got so much better. I felt so much happier once I had that security, and the fact that like I do have that family experience, and I don't feel so alone and by myself in London with no money, that sort of thing.
It's a very lonely city.
I've had a really, really lovely experience.
If you want to compare the first year of your experience to your second year experience, you said the first year you had 2 trips where they were very budgeted.
Yeah.
And your whole goal of moving here was to travel. Have you got more trips in your second year?
Yeah.
While being a live-in nanny?
I have been to 15 different countries this year.
Wow. So gone from 2 to 15. Amazing.
That's...
While being a live-in nanny, where I feel like a lot of people think that we work 7 till 7 or 7 till 10, 7 days a week. Like, when do you ever have your own time?
Exactly. And it's not even just like I've been able to travel to different countries. I've got to see more of English. I have such a better quality of life that I want to get out there and do more. Yeah. And I want to meet people and do that sort of thing. Good. Yeah.
But Kirra's leaving.
I am.
So Kirra, tell everyone where you're going next.
Okay, so I finish up here in about 4 weeks. And then I'm heading see where life takes me for about 2, almost 3 months. And then
like backpacking through
Europe? Yeah, backpacking, absolutely. But from there, I'm heading to Canada for 2 years. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there, but
would you look at doing this again?
I absolutely will look at doing nannying again.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative and you got something out of it. Like I said, go check Kirra's channel out. And are you gonna vlog all this next 3 months?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do daily vlogging.
Oh my god!
For the next 2.5 months.
Go follow Kirra's channel. Like I said, press subscribe on my channel if you want to know any more about nannying. I'm gonna show you my experience. I'm gonna go in depth of what I do day to day. I'm going to talk about the interview process. I'm going to go into visas, about how much money, how much money does it cost to live in London? How much money does it cost to move to London? So I'm going to go into depth on all those over a bunch of videos. So please, if you are interested in that, if that's something you want to do, it doesn't even have to be an Australian moving here, but I just know that London is full of Australians, and I'm sure there are plenty more that want to come over. If that's something that interests you, hit that hit that subscribe button, and there'll be more coming up. So, thank you. Bye. I need some of this.
I mean, we're not sculling.
Hi, this is Kirra.
Hi.
Oh, she has life.
When you do like a
Hello. First one.
Cut 2. Drink 2.
Oh my god, can you imagine if I haven't pressed record?